Hey guys, welcome to another market review session with us today. All right, and so as not to take too much time, all right, we'll just go straight into the currency indices and then we'll look at some interesting currency pairs together. All right, so just have an idea of what exactly we expect the type of plays that would happen in the market in this week to look like. All right, I hope that is clear. So, first up, let's look at DXY, which is the US dollar index, and we were around. All right, for our live stream on Friday, you should have been able to make some very cool cash from the live stream. All right, and we got to see that the news came out in the favor of the dollar, so we had a stronger dollar during the course of NFP release on Friday. So what do we expect exactly to happen now, all right, during the course of this week? Now, preferably for me, the move that I would be expecting the market to make as it refers to DXY, right, would be for price to have a sort of correctional move, all right, to where we get to see. Now we've seen that price would already, from what you can just see on the chart, all right, I'm expecting price to clear liquidity from this high here, all right, clear out this high, come up into this imbalance here, or this fair value gap, all right, and then we get to see a sell-off, all right. So that's going to be a correctional move in the sense that we got to see that price made a very bullish move here, very, very impulsive bullish move here, all right. And you have a very large gap left behind, all right. So large as you can see here. So I'll be expecting price to come out to come down rather to recover that. And that being said, my bias for this week on DXY would be tending towards the bearish side. All right. So I hope that is clear on the US dollar currency index DXY. All right. Next up, let's look at BXY. And for BXY, I have something quite complex here. All right. So I'm going to quickly explain it. Probably I should just give you this range. All right, this is between 126.91 and 126.44. All right, so I'll be watching out for the possibility of price. Now, this would be my preferred zone to get buys from on BXY. All right, so I'll watch out for price to still drop a bit into this zone. Then we get to see our buys. However, it's very likely that during the course of the week we just get to see immediately market opens. All right, price could just move. All right, to fill up this imbalance left behind here. All right, so I'm watching out for either of the two. However, I'm just watching out for price to come up, all right, clear this imbalance before continuing towards the downside. All right, so how that is clear also for BXY. All right, so next up, let's look at AXY, the Australian dollar currency index, and similar to what we just saw on BXY. Also, I'll be expecting a correctional move towards the upside, a buy. All right, I've given this range is between 65.87 and 65.59. So I'm watching out for that to happen also on AXI. You notice that these are quite straightforward ideas, all right, or quite straightforward analysis based on what we can see price doing, or what we saw price doing during the course of last week. All right, so same thing applies for CXY also. However, I want to be a bit watchful. I want to be a bit careful on CXY. All right. This zone already that I have marked out here, this is around 72.50 and 72.19, has been tested already on CXY. All right. However, it's very likely that we are going to see price, either we get to see price actually react from this imbalance here, which I'm being very, very careful about. All right. Let me just mark it out quickly. I'm being very careful about because we've actually seen price tap into that imbalance once already. All right, so I just want to watch out for the possibility of price coming down here. All right, clearing. All right, this low here. All right, clearing this imbalance and then coming back into this original zone that I gave the coordinates for earlier between 72.50 and 72.19. All right, so if you remember, this was the zone we've been watching out for quite some time before we got to see price come back into, and then we got to see this bullish move up to this point. So I just want to watch out for the possibility of price coming here and then respecting this zone again. All right, clearing liquidity just a little bit from here, then coming back down into this lower part for that buy. All right, so that'll be my bias on CXY. So I'll be expecting a level of strength, all right, from the Canadian dollar during the course of the week. For JPY basket, however, I think everybody knows this, but overall, my bias on the JPY basket has been bearish. All right, I've been very, very bearish on the JPY basket, and I would still be expecting and watching out for that to still go on during the course of the week. Now I have quite a wide range here, all right, between 5989 and 6104. All right, so I'm watching out for the possibility of maybe, all right, maybe we get to see price to push up a little bit, all right, into this area, all right, even possibly break this previous high here. All right, once we get to see that, then definitely we're watching out for something towards this end. Let me just quickly mark that out before we move on to the currency pairs. All right, so something around this. All right, so we possibly could get price, come up into this zone again before we get to see that sale. However, all of that being said, my overall bias on the JPY basket would be bearish, or would be bearish. So I hope that is clear. All right, so quickly let's look at some currency pairs together. All right, and we'll just look at what we have for them. All right, so first off is one of everybody's favorites. All right, or if not everybody's favorite, gold, XAUUSD. All right, so my bias on gold would be bullish. All right, so would be bullish. I'll be bullish on gold. However, I have a couple of things to be very watchful for. All right, I'll be expecting buys currently from where prices. This is around let's say 2290.49 and 2276.75. So around that range, I'm watching out for the possibility of buys. Again, I'm watching out for the possibility of price, coming back here, clearing all this liquidity, all right, from here, and then maybe we get to see, price continue towards the downside. All right, so that'll be my idealistic approach or my idealistic bias for gold. However, I still want to be watchful. All right, I have another zone I have marked out here, which is also very very good. All right, which I believe it's a promising zone. Let me put it like that. All right, for us to get buys from. That's around 2245.63 and 2228.89. All right, so if I get to that this zone is broken, then definitely I'm watching out for price, to come down a little bit into that zone before I get to look up or look out rather for my buys. All right, so I hope that is clear for gold. All right, next up we'll be looking at USD card. All right, so for USD card, something similar. All right, something similar for what we had or what we're looking at on DXY. I'm watching out for USD card to be bearish during the course of the week. I'm very very watchful right now. Right, we had something that seemed to be a head and shoulder pattern here being formed. Let me just show you what I mean quickly. Shoulder one, and now this was a couple of months ago. This was April, yes. Then this shoulder two. All right, so this is what I mean by a head and shoulder pattern. All right, let's see that sort of head and shoulder pattern being formed, and I'm just going to be marking out this eye here, the left shoulder. All right, and I'm going to be watching out for. I'm going to use that as a resistance level. As you can see, it got broken here, but by a week. All right, and then we got to see that after then we got to see that price actually even came close to that before it got rejected again. And you can see that there was actually, even from the right shoulder, there was a very promising looking order block. All right, that price would probably have used for the reaction towards the downside. All right, so all of that being said, all right, I'm watching out for price to still push up a little bit. Now, the little bit I'm saying now, this zone that I have marked out here, all right. Probably we should not. Let's not go for that. Let's not go for that. All right, let's use this level I have marked out here. This is 1.37863, 1.37863. All right, so I'll watch out for possibly between 1.87363 and 1.38. Sorry, give me a minute. 1.38216 and 1.37863. So you have to give me a minute. My internet probably just got disconnected. All right, so just give me a minute while I take out time to quickly get that back. All right, yes, so we're back on it now. All right, yes. All right, so sorry, that was just my internet just got disconnected for a little bit. All right, so that will be my bias on USD card. So between 1.37863 and possibly 1.38216. All right, I'm watching out for the sorry, did I say 1.87? I meant 1.37, 1.37863 and 1.38216. All right, so I'll watch out for price to possibly pull around that range. All right, and then we get to see a sell-off. Alternatively, like I said, for the dollar index DXY, right, we might get to see price just turning bearish immediately market open. So I'll be watchful for that also. All right, so how that is clear on USD card. Next up is GBP USD, and quite straightforward. You can see that we've had price respect our this trend line around here. All right, and I want to be watchful for again now the even though I'm expecting a bullish correction move. All right, so we get to see price come and fill up this imbalance, and we get to see price continue rather towards the downside. I want to be watchful. Why? Because there's every possibility that we get to see price make a sort of fake move. All right, so we get to see price sell a bit. All right, to ward off buyers. All right, and then we now get to see or to clear out stop losses as the case would be, and then we get to see price now move up towards move towards the upside after clearing people's stop losses. All right, so I just want to be very watchful. All right, I'll be watching out for those scalp buys on GBP USD during the course of the week or the earlier days of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, possibly. I'm watching out for those scalps that I can take for buys on GBP USD. All right, so I hope that is clear for GBP USD. Just possibility also one of two things. Let me just clarify that. One of two things. We either get to see price, drop just a little bit lower before we get to see price move towards the upside to clear liquidity from this imbalance, or we get to see immediately price opens, immediately market opens rather, price moves towards the upside, clears out the liquidity, and then begins to drop. All right. So I hope that is clear for GBP USD. I think I'm talking a bit fast, so I'll try to reduce my speed. Forgive me. All right, next up, we'll be looking at GBP JPY. And for GBP JPY, I'll be watching out for GBP JPY to be bearish. I'll be watching out for GBP JPY to be bearish. Looking at their indexes, it is likely that it is evident, all right, that there's there are a lot of ranges, all right. So let's call them ranges. Let me just mark out what I mean here. All right, we are seeing a lot of indecision in the market. All right, so we're not having any direct impulsive move going towards the upside or going towards the downside. I was expecting GBP JPY to turn bearish for quite some time. All right, and I think the last time we had the market review, I gave out this range. All right, for we are watching out for sales from. All right, and even though we got to see that that range was broken by just a little bit, all right, but we still got to see a fair enough sell, happen from inside that range. All right, so I'll be expecting that to continue, all right, during the course of this week. So preferably I'll watch out for maybe price just break out of this range finally, and then we'll get to see price continue towards the downside. Now I'll just add this as a disclaimer. If I do not get to see price break below this low, this around 197.231, then I'll be watchful and I might be changing towards GBP JPY continuing bullish. All right, so if I get to see something like this happen in the market, some present like this, then I'll be watchful for. I'll be cautious because it's mean that there's every possibility that we'll just get to see price make a double bottom here, and then we'll get to see price continue towards the upside for a bullish move. All right, so that's what I'll be expecting on GBP JPY. All right, next up, let's look at AUD USD. After AUD USD, we'll look at Euro USD. All right, so similar to what we said for GBP USD and I think gold also. All right, so I'll be expecting a bullish move on AUD USD. Now this range is quite large. This is between 0.65808 and 0.65448. So I would advise that before taking looking for buys, make sure you have all your confirmations, all right, and to your best possible means, all right, practice proper risk management. All right, don't risk more than you can risk. All right, don't try to trade more than you can risk. All right, trading should be done with money that you are okay with losing. All right, be okay with losing. All right, don't trade with maybe like your house rent, or don't trade with maybe it's like someone gave you money to keep for them and not trading with the money. All right, so just be very, very cautious, all right, of the way you enter trades. All right, so as I usually say, all right, be a predictive trader. All right, make sure that be an analytical trader, all right, and a reactive trader, all right, not a predictive trader. All right, make sure that you've seen what the possibilities that the market hold are, and watch out for confirmations. All right, once you get to have like 2-3 confirmations all in the same direction, knock on better lots. Let me talk. All right, so that'll be my bias on AUD USD. All right, so again, similar to what we said for gold, all right, and GBP USD, I guess. I'll just watch out for price to still possibly dip a bit lower, even into this zone. So let me just mark this out properly here. Possibly, all right. So possibly, yes. So I'm watching out for this to happen on AUD USD. That's my bias on AUD USD. All right. So next up, let's look at Euro USD. And Euro USD is something similar. All right. Now I want to be very, very careful what I'm about to say here. There's the possibility of us having, as I said earlier, immediately price opens, immediately market opens, rather, we get to see price shoots towards the upside, gather clear liquidity from all these fair value gaps left behind before we get to see price continue towards the downside. And that's what I'm looking out for to happen on Euro USD. All right. So basically that's what I'm looking out for to happen on Euro USD. If this zone gets broken, this is between sorry, give me a minute. This is between 1.07972 and 1.07881. So if I get to see that zone broken, then I'll be watching out for the possibility of price still dropping a bit lower, and I would have to shift my range or my watch point. Now this is on the 4-hour time frame anyway. I would have to shift my watch point to somewhere a lot lower. All right, this is actually quite far away, but yes, this is where I'll be shifting my watch point to if I get to see price breaks below this zone. All right, so this second one is around 1.07198 and 756. All right, so I hope that is clear for Euro USD. I'll be watching out for buys, just scalps, all right, on Euro USD. All right, next up, let's look at GBP NZD. After this, we'll look at two more commodities and then we'll be calling it a night. All right, so GBP NZD, for GBP NZD, I'm watching out for a sell to happen on GBP NZD. We've gotten to see that. I think I gave this buy the last, yes, I actually talked about GBP NZD, all right, buying, all right, from this zone during the course of our last market review. And, you know, this, I think this is what they, yes, this is what they call a sniper entry, all right. So, I'm watching out for a sell to happen, all right, on GBP NZD. My zone currently, the zone I'm watching out for that to happen is around 2.08969 and 2.08483. All right, so I'm watching out for that bearish move to happen on GBP NZD. All right, so I hope that is clear. Second to the last, all right, let's look at NZD USD. So basically, you notice a trend here. Currency pairs against USD, all right. I'm expecting them to gain some level of strength during the course of the week. All right, so for NZD USD, I'll be expecting a buy also to happen on NZD USD. Again, a move where we just get to see price come up to clear out liquidity from this imbalances left behind. And again, I think I said something like this for, I think that was AUD USD or so, I can't remember now. If I get to see that being broken, then I'll be watching out for this zone. All right, this is between this initial zone here is between 0.61093 and 0.60896. All right, so I'm watching out for buys from there. If that gets broken, then I'm watching out for the move from 0.60288 and 0.59951. All right, so out that is clear for NZD USD. And last but not the least for the night, let's just look at AUD card. All right, so now I have a range here that I've marked out. All right, this is between 0.90384 and 0.90065. All right, so I just want to watch out for price to still drop a bit into that range before we get to see a bullish reaction towards the upside. As you can see, we've seen price continually make, all right, higher highs, as it were. All right, we shall see price continue moving towards the upside. Let's call it like put it like that. All right, so I'm watching out for price to continue in that wise. All right, but I'll watch out for this zone. All right, if price gets into this zone, that'll be my preferred move. All right, for AUD card. All right, so thank you very, very much. Again, my internet has disconnected. Imagine. Thank you very, very much for joining us for tonight's market review. I'm sure you've been able to gain value. All right, remember, we react. All right, so we watch out for what exactly price is doing right now, and then we place our trades based on what we can see price doing. All right, don't try to be predictive. All right, practice good risk management. All right, and I'm very sure, as I usually say, we are going to have a very, very profitable week ahead of us. Thank you for joining. Do well to like, share, and subscribe. All right, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next videos.